Parakeet. George?
Hello, my fellow sniffers. My name is Marlene McCohen, and this is Picasso, my mustache parakeet. He wants to leave, I know it. We want to welcome you to Story Time Sunday. Now, for those of you who follow me live on YouNow, you know that today's story is going to be a rabbit story. I do have my bird here who is trying to leave, so he's gonna still be in the video as much as he can. Yeah, I'm talking to you. This is something that I'm expecting you to do. And I have a surprise for you too, so you better stick around. You may hear some noise in the background, but unfortunately today, I don't think there's much that I can do about it. Let's just hope that nobody starts getting really excited in this house, because sometimes that does happen. There also is a baby downstairs. Bella's here, so as you guys know, that can create a lot of excitement. She's so pretty. She's just so beautiful. So beautiful. Now, you may remember that I told you guys I am going to be sharing some fan art. So today, we're going to show some fan art that I actually got in the mail. Yes, this thing here has a purpose. I have a P.O. box, by the way, so if you ever want to send me any fan art for me to show on the show, then please do. I'd love to share all the mail that I get from you guys. And if you want to send the birds any presents, you know, like toys, then I will feature them getting your toys. Let's look at this now. My mother is a really nosy Scorpio, and she went to the P.O. box for me today. And she's like, "You got some mail?" And I'm like, "Uh-huh." And she's like, "Can I open it?" I said yes right away, but I should have said no. Not because I didn't want her opening it, just to torture her for a little longer, because she's a Scorpio and they need to know what's inside of things, like inside of packages and stuff. I joked with her and I said, "You can't open it." She's, "No, I have to. And then she like got excited. So now it's here for you guys to see. Let's see who it's from. Ooh, a letter. I love letters. Please read first. This is so cute. Dear Marlene McCohen, this is fan art I made for you. Please keep it and do whatever you want with. I hope you enjoy it. Also, good luck with the parrot sanctuary. I will continue watching and donating bars on YouNow. Tell the birds I said hi. From Lonnie Rogers. Oh my God, Lonnie, you're so cute. And yes, I am gonna do what I want with it. And what I want is to show everyone how cute you are. Let's see what your fan art is. Picasso, you could sit there because I know you might be scared of these boards. Wrapped perfectly so it doesn't bend. Very smart. Okay, I see it. Here it is. CODY! I know exactly who Lonnie is because Lonnie has been on my YouNow. This is a very good portrait of CODY. Oh my God, Jersey. This is the cutest picture ever. I love it. You did such a good job. I'm gonna hang these in my room here. I am still in the middle of making my room, as you guys know. I'm forcing my mom to help me paint it. I'm gonna have like a fan art wall. And if you guys actually send me stuff physically, then I can hang it in here. This is Picasso. Picasso is looking at it as we speak. I'm not kidding you. This is you. Okay, what do you think? Do you think that's beautiful? I think it's beautiful. You definitely did it, Lonnie. You did it. This is absolutely gorgeous. Picasso's excited about it. Now we have Rocky, and check that out. He even got all the different colors of Rocky inside there. I don't see Vinny in here. It's okay, I'm just messing with you, Lonnie. Thank you so much for the fan art. If you guys want to mail me anything at all, P.O. box is below. I'm looking forward to seeing what you guys send me. So today, as promised, I'm gonna tell you a funny rabbit story, complete with imitations of my father and mother, which I know you guys love. So the rabbit story it is. Yes, I know it's not a bird, but guess what? All animals deserve attention and love. And I know for a fact from going live on YouNow that you guys have some beautiful animals that are not birds. And I think it's fun to talk about all the animals. So here we go. When my sister first moved out to California, it was kind of like her first time on her own without my parents, and then it was like two of us together ready to wreak havoc on the town. We would get up to like no good and say, let's do this, it would be funny. We both have an extreme sense of humor, so together it was like, what can we do today? So at the time I was on some show and I was designing my own bathing suit. So I was going downtown Los Angeles and getting fabrics and designing my suits and hoping to one day launch my bathing suit designs, which I still hope I will do till this day. But anyway, we're downtown and I drag her with me. And you know how downtown is, you know, there's a lot of things on the street. And we happen upon this guy, and this guy is selling birds. Now, you have to understand, my sister and I can hear a bird from a mile away, and we know like what bird it is, where it is, whose bird it should be. Well, we don't know that, but we do know like, you know, hey, that bird is probably not in a local tree. So we find these birds and I get like stressed because I always get stressed when I see people selling animals in cages and like if they're small, and it wasn't too bad, but like I just get stressed. Now, here's something you should know before I begin this story. My sister was born with some sort of like obsession with ears, like human ears. So since she was little, if she saw you, you might catch her staring not at you, but your ear. And you might be like, excuse me, are you like looking at my ear? And then like maybe she would reach out and kind of like catch herself because she wants to touch it. She has this whole thing where she like holds ears and she like does this to them and she decides if they're spoochy or stony. Spoochy ear means that like it's a good ear. Apparently I have a spoochy ear, and a stony ear is like not a good ear for her handling. So she's always chasing my ear around, which you probably see on her Snapchat if you follow her at Jenna Sarah. Cause like for me, I'm like, ow, you're like hurting my ear. But like if your ear is exposed, she's got her eye on it. So the joke always is like, why doesn't Jenna have a rabbit? Cause she loves ears. I love rabbit ears too. And Jenna's always playing with her ears, by the way. It's like a thing. Also, my brother was kind of like into playing with ears when he was born. I was born void of those problems. I have my own set of problems. So yeah, I'm good with the ear thing, but like, I got my own things. We all deal with this ear thing, and you know, this is me, like when I'm sitting next to her at like any dinner table. I have literally held napkins up to my ear. She does this all the time on Snapchat. She says, hey guys, watch, and I don't know what's coming, and she like bites my ear. I'm not kidding you. So anyway, two of us alone for the first time. I mean, it wasn't like the first day we were alone together, but like, you know, I'm the boss now, right? Because she's moved into my house, and it's like, feels weird because she's my sister, and I always felt kind of like twinsy, but like at the same time, it's like, I rule the house. We could do whatever we want, right? So we happen upon this station of animals, and the guy has like rabbits, and he says they're called dwarf rabbits. So of course we think like they're gonna be like little rabbits. And we are so excited by these tiny rabbits. And normally you would like be excited by the rabbit and then move on. But not my sister and I were like, oh my God, imagine if we could have a rabbit. And I'm like, you should have a rabbit. You could like spoochy the rabbit's ear and not mine. That would be great. And then we asked the guy, how much is a rabbit? And he's like, $13. What? $13? $13? You have to understand, like, we're used to birds. I mean, even though our birds are rescues, like if we ever set out to buy a bird, we're talking about like $1,000 sometimes, depending on the bird. 1,000, 2,000, minimum 500, right? So like you're telling me I can have a piece of a cute little soul for $13? Sold. How much is the food? He's like, no, this is the food included. And we're like, really? Okay, food included, rabbit, okay, we'll take him home. I'm like, how big is he gonna grow? And the guy's like, yeah, not too big. And we're like, oh, that's great, because it says dwarf rabbit. What do we know, right? You have to realize this is like 8 years ago now too. Maybe 10, like, I don't know, this is a long time ago. So we get excited and we're like wondering what to do. And I'm like, you want it? And she's like, yeah. And I'm like, what do we do? We don't know anything about rabbits. We're gonna figure it out. We're smart people, but still. So we buy this like black and white rabbit and we decide to name it DaVinci. And then the first thing we do after that is go to a store and buy all this cool stuff for DaVinci and take photos of him, and we're really excited. And then, you know, DaVinci is gonna live in Jenna's room. And when we bring DaVinci home, DaVinci is so adorable. He loves to play with Jersey. Jersey and DaVinci like entertain each other all day, just chasing each other around. It was like the cutest thing. It was like, oh my God, we have a friend for Jersey. So we were really excited about it. Then we noticed something. He wasn't relieving himself, you know, like we know what bird poop was like, but we didn't know anything about rabbits. We were like, this is kind of great, but is this weird? And then we were worried. We were like, oh my God, we want to make sure he's healthy because we don't have the reveal yet of what rabbit poop looks like because we are not skilled in this area and nothing has happened yet. Then on day 3, we find in the closet cocoa pebbles, okay? Like 20 of them. Okay, we know now what it's like. Not so hard to clean up, but yeah, like, can we train this rabbit? My sister goes ahead and like starts working with the rabbit. She really bonds with the rabbit. Literally, she would like go to sleep at night, like cuddling the rabbit. And then before you know it, the rabbit, kind of like a bird, got really into my sister and wasn't like down so much for me. And by the way, the rabbit was getting big. So as she's bonding with this rabbit, she has now decided that the rabbit has not met his grandpa, AKA my father. Okay, so like, you know, the birds have bonded with my dad. We're all a family. The birds are human. The birds are with us. But the rabbit. So we all have to go home to Texas where my parents live. And my sister decides that the rabbit must come along because the rabbit must meet my dad and meet grandpa. I mean, because I get it. I mean, I feel the same way about my birds, but this is new for us with a rabbit. Makes complete sense to us. But she's buying a plane ticket for the rabbit. So like the plane ticket cost like $120 and the rabbit cost $13. Now I know that's not the issue. It just was funny. It was like really funny, you know? I'm like, okay, the rabbit's coming home to meet my father because essentially my sister wants my father to meet her son. Well, you know, my family is an animal family, right? So here's what happens. We bring the rabbit home. We introduce it to the family. In fact, I think she went ahead first. And my brother gets really excited by the rabbit. We set up like a whole thing for the rabbit in the garage so the rabbit can be loose. Of course, the rabbit comes in the main house, but the rabbit has like this whole thing. My brother decides that the rabbit should enjoy also the backyard, which I agree with. And every day he would come home from work, let the rabbit loose in the backyard, and then we would put the rabbit back in his cage set up just so that, like, you know, he's safe and warm and everything like that. Well, after I leave and come back to Los Angeles, I get this frantic phone call from my mother. I kind of want to say it's a frantic phone call, but it's kind of not. She kind of more so feels bad and she's like, Marlene, I need to tell you what happened. And I'm like, what? She's like, so, your brother let the rabbit out and somehow the rabbit got out of the gate and now the rabbit is missing. And I'm like, oh my God, is Jenna okay? I can't believe the rabbit is gone. Like, we brought this rabbit on a plane flight over and now we're not bringing it back to LA. I really hope we find it. And my mom's like, well, right now, Jenna is currently putting up signs all over the neighborhood and knocking on doors. And she's laughing. I'm like, why are you laughing? She's like, I don't know, it's just so funny. I kind of get why my mom's laughing. Like, I'm not happy that she's laughing, and I know she's not happy that the rabbit is missing. I think she's laughing because there's rabbits everywhere outside, and my sister is knocking on doors saying, have you seen my rabbit? Like, if you had a pet squirrel, which our friend does, and it goes missing, and then you start knocking on doors and putting up signs for like your missing squirrel. I think it was kind of like that. So she's kind of laughing. Plus my mom is kind of like, I don't know, she has her own sense of humor, and I think like has the least love for animals out of our entire family, although she loves animals, but she's just kind of like, you know, on the mother side of things. So she was just like, Yeah, so she's knocking on doors, putting up signs for her missing rabbit. Like that. I'm like, Mom, okay. So I call my sister. My sister's all upset, and she has to return to Los Angeles without DaVinci. Very sad, and I have to tell her, like, it's very possible that, he's free in the wild and maybe he'll survive. He was getting a little bit kind of like strong by the end. He was a big rabbit now. Sometimes rabbits can like be prone to a little bit of aggression, and he was kind of getting like that if it wasn't Jenna. So I was just like, I think DaVinci can take care of himself. I'm really sorry, but I really hope that we do find DaVinci. Forward to next time I am in Texas, which for some reason was not too far away from that time. And we're all in Texas, and my dad goes, I saw DaVinci, I swear. One day I was driving by the bayou and I saw him, the black and white rabbit. He was running by. Yeah, he lives under the bridge. He must have a very good life. Okay, I know my father, he doesn't want us to hurt. I know 100%. There's no way he drove down the street and spotted our rabbit and decided where the rabbit lives. So I was like, he's just trying to make us feel better 100%. He wants us to know that the rabbit's alive. But still, I asked him, like, are you sure, Dad? Did you see it? He goes, yeah, I saw him. He was there. He was very happy. Don't you worry. He lives under the bayou. Everything is very good. I'm like, if you saw the rabbit, why didn't you stop and try to get him? He goes, no, he was happy. He was very fast. Don't you worry. And I'm like, did you tell Jenna? And he's like, yeah, I told her that I saw the rabbit. And I say, okay, Dad, where did you see the rabbit? Like in your head or in real life? Is this like a vision thing that you are visualizing the rabbit happy and under the bridge? Or like, did you really see him? Because this is something I have to ask, by the way, because he can be like really spiritual and really visual, but like at the same time, I don't know if he's making it up or trying to manifest it for us. I have no idea. So I just got to check. And he's like, yes, I saw him. He is there. And I'm like, but where? Like, did you see him in your head or did you see this rabbit? Where did you see this rabbit? Like, I need to know. Like, and I'm not getting to the bottom of it. Cut to, my sister has this friend that like has a fantasy of being a graffiti artist. So my sister decides to support him in his dreams of graffiti. And my sister did not partake in this, but my sister did go with him. And he got like a spray bottle and he decided like he wanted to practice his graffiti. And he took my sister under the bridge in the bayou. My sister went under there. And what happened? The kid decided to spray paint graffiti of a rabbit under the bridge. But in the middle of doing that, this homeless guy came and got really mad and said that they were graffitiing his home and kicked them out. But in the meantime, my sister claims she saw the rabbit. She was like, I saw DaVinci, and that's kind of why we decided to graffiti it. And I'm like, wait, so you saw him first and graffitied the rabbit, or graffitied the rabbit like first? I can never get to the bottom of that part. But anyway, they graffitied him, and my sister goes, I swear, I saw the rabbit. I'm telling you, he was there. I saw DaVinci, but I got kicked out, so I couldn't like see him, and I didn't know what. I'm like, wait, you're telling me you saw the rabbit exactly where Dad visualized or told us he saw the rabbit going? She's like, yeah, I swear, I need to go back, but I got kicked out by the homeless guy. I'm like, okay. So I happened to be in Texas at that time, and what do you think I did? Me and CO, yeah, you know who CO is? That's my brother's like wife or girlfriend or like whatever. I don't know if they've like got married in secret. I have no idea. But anyway, she was in the video with me and Ty. So me and CO decide, like in our heels, of course, to trek down to the bridge and find out if the rabbit is really there. So we go down there, and sure enough, there's this homeless guy. We go under, you know, like where there's a bridge and then there's grass. So like the bridge is like this, and then it dips underneath. But here is like the grass almost touches the top of the bridge. And we look under there, and I kid you not, there is DaVinci. Right there where my dad said he would be. Our rabbit. In the wild, chilling. So I think like the rabbit's gonna come to me. no, he's not interested in coming to me. I'm like, DaVinci, it's me. How are you? And he's like looking at me like, yo, I'm wild now. So we're not doing this thing anymore. And I'm like, okay. And right as I get into like discussing with DaVinci, like what we're gonna do, the homeless guy comes and yells at me. And then he points to the graffiti and he says, you and your friend did this yesterday. And I'm like, no, I didn't. That was my sister. Now you have to realize, guys, that every time this happens and I've done something bad, but my sister really did it, they think I'm lying. Cause like, why would I be like, no, that wasn't me. That was really like someone that looks just like me. Swear. But it was. And I go, wait. And I try to tell him and he goes, no, you did this graffiti here and the rabbit in my house. Okay. I'm really sorry about the graffiti. But what happened was we had a rabbit, Cure, this guy, he was ours, and we lost him and we were just looking for him. Hence the humongous photo of the rabbit. And then like something clicked in his head and I realized that he understood and he said, oh, the rabbit. Yes, he's mine now. I'm like, what do you mean? And then I look over and I see like his cardboard box house and stuff. And I realize that he has a cat that he feeds that comes to visit him. And he tells me that the rabbit he also feeds. So like he takes care of the rabbit and the cat. But like our rabbit is now living in the wild happily in pretty good weather, but also being taken care of by this guy. And I see that he's feeding the rabbit and he's feeding the cat. And I'm like, wow. Interesting thing, in our family, we always find answers. Like the heartache is always followed by answers. Like we found the rabbit. Not only did we find the rabbit and figure out what happened to the rabbit, because we probably couldn't live that way, but we realized he's okay and probably much better off than coming back to Los Angeles and living in our apartment because he's kind of wild now, but he's like half domesticated, like so he's chill.
And a kiss. Chores.
And my dad's vision was right. Like, I have asked my dad, I've said, Dad, did you really see DaVinci? He goes, yes, I saw him. I told you that I saw him and he was living the good life. Why you not believe me? I'm like, what do you mean, why did I not believe you? You told me you were driving and saw him like under the bridge. Like, I know my dad didn't go trekking underneath that bridge to look for our rabbit. Like, I just know. And if he would have found him, then he would have found him and then we would have had the rabbit. But like, this was like 4 months later and the rabbit is chilling and living a good life. And whether my dad visualized it or really saw the rabbit walk by, like, he was correct. And we got our answers. And this, by the way, ties back to the whole George story. It's like I had to know what it was with George dying. You guys can watch that video. And I found out, I think I did, but I got the answers that made me feel better. Just like we got the answers with DaVinci. I think if you search for it and you accept it, you can find it. So that is the story of our rabbit DaVinci. So he's living a good life in Texas. It's like we kind of just like got him a flight on probably United Airlines to go live under a bridge with a homeless man. So that was our rabbit story. And you guys probably remember the rabbit I met the other day. Like, that makes it so tempting to get a rabbit. It's also tempting to get a rabbit because Jenna doesn't live here anymore and it would be pure torture for her. Because I would have ears and she wouldn't. But honestly, Jenna is much better with those animals than I am. I mean, I'd be great, but like, I mean, a rabbit, like rabbit Jenna, dog Jenna, birds me. You're sleeping over there. So in this new room, I have like this stand right here, which you'll see on my You Now Live, but like Picasso was like, oh, this is great. I don't have to be on your shoulder anymore. So it's like, no, but you're supposed to be in the video. Yeah, now you wake up, you're supposed to be in the video. So that is it, guys. If you enjoyed this video, please like, comment, subscribe, let me know If you love Picasso, let me know that you love Picasso. Please follow us on Instagram and all our socials. Join you now so you can see when I go live. That is so much fun for me. I really love going live with you guys because don't forget, I can guest you guys. And if you haven't already, check out the jersey and the donut merch. I love it so much. It's really exciting stuff. Of course, I still have Sniffer shirts. If you guys want to buy Sniffer shirts, I also have the link below. And don't forget, if you just bought a bird and you don't know what to get for him, or you're just interested in things that I buy for my birds, check out the products I love link below because I've put everything that I love down there. So if you need things for cleaning, vacuuming, bird food, bird perches, things to start with when you get your bird, you'll see it all down there. So bookmark it and refer to it whenever you need it. And don't forget to follow me on Instagram and see these guys' stories all day long. I love you guys so much. Thank you for listening to my rabbit story. I just want to thank you guys for your continued support. I really appreciate communicating, talking, hanging with you. I love all this fan art that I'm getting on Instagram. I will be sharing as much of it as I can. I love all of it. I thank you guys so much. Please subscribe for me and Picasso. We love new subscribers. A lot of cool things are going to be happening for the channel, so stay tuned for all our new fun stuff. And that is all. Bye-bye. What kind of bird just comes in for the outro? You can't just be like an intro and outro bird. What, you think you're a big star now? I'll have to get a new bird. You think that just because this showed up in your P.O. box today, that you can act like a diva? Seriously. Is that what you think? That's not how we behave. We love you guys. Bye!